Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri. And today, if you haven't heard already, JP has gotten a very juicy and interesting update within the past week or two. Namely, that being that the next 150 Vanguard, by 150 I mean a character that goes to level 150, has been released. And it is an already very OP Vanguard, Lancelot. Hey Camille, or Namil, how you doing? So, the first two 150 Vanguards were Miyamoto Musashi, who is, you know, god tier, super awesome. Then she got the 150, she got Heart, she was fantastic. Next was Sasuke, which was like the second Vanguard they ever released. And she got 150, but she was kind of underwhelming compared to regular Miyamoto's 150. Like, they were both 150, but they were both not to par. Welcome everybody, welcome. Good to see so many faces coming out. Hello. But yeah, Sasuke 150 is a good Vanguard, but she's not Miyamoto tier. She's not killing everything. She's not, you know, not OPAF. But Miyamoto, on the other hand, was, because she had Heart, she had Sepulcher, she gained so many tools, she gained rank 8 skills, so much skill force, yada yada. Miyamoto became a living beast. So this time around, I might as well summon the regular version, because I don't have 150, because that's not going to be out for us for maybe a couple months, if, you know, Onigiri has anything to say about it. But it is Lancelot, who we just got Graceful Autumn Lancelot, funny enough. But, Lancelot gets her 150. So the 150 Lancelot does come with a new outfit. It's her regular outfit, but her pauldrons and her armor has like a gold tint on it, and it's darker, like it's much more emboldened. And she has like a cape of glowing swords at her back. I've seen a picture of her. I've seen her on a JP PS4. Actually, I logged in there and I saw a couple people with her. And she's got these nice golden swords flowing behind her. She has a nice outfit, is what I'm trying to say. So Lancelot looks really awesome. Don't know if it's Excalibur or what it is, but yeah, it's the daggers, yeah. It looks like little light-based Alandites. Kind of looks like a cape, a mini cape of swords, of blades. Looks really awesome. Really cool. Did you see the Ho-Oh Japanese name? I think so. I think I did. Hey Ash Prime, welcome back, dude. Yeah, I think I did. I can't read Japanese, but Eva was looking, and yeah, we did. So Lancelot 150. That was you. So that you're Liru. Okay, because we looked at the player list. I'm like, I know that guy. It's Liru. You change your name so much, I don't even know who you are, because you got a different name. The Halloween tickets are booty. Yeah, we were share playing together and we saw you. And she was trying to whisper you, but she added you as a friend because we can't read Japanese. Funny enough. But yeah, the tickets, Halloween tickets, I haven't gotten anything good from the Halloween tickets. You know, log in every day, get your tickets, play the event, you know, all that stuff. Get your tickets, get the stuff. Because if you get one Vanguard from it, then it's worth it, if anything at all. A lot of the times you just get booty stuff, but it is what it is. So Hellfire Satan, that's the name I'm calling, but we're going to get to him in a little bit. So 150 Lancelot, I don't know her skills yet. I don't know of any videos of like an exposition of her skills. I don't know any demos. I don't know if she just gets rank 8s of stuff, if she gets new stuff. Does she get a new element? Yada yada. I don't know. But she is released at the same time as this new Satan. Now I don't know what Satan's prefix is. I don't know what he is, because the gargoyles became purgatory. He's all fiery, basically. This new Satan, he's all fiery. He's got big, like, flaming hands. He's got a big, fiery ball on his halo, his Japanese-styled halo. Behind his head, he has this big ball of fire, and it changes to purple. So I believe that he's like fire dark. He's like, the Satan looks like to be like fire dark, and he fights like a mixture of Lucifer and the Satan you fought right before you fought Lucifer. So like, you're fighting him in the little corridors, his basic, where you fight Satan, in the Lamenting Headwaters. And it's like a warding, it's 50 energy a pop, 1 difficulty, he's level 145, and he has the friggin' Rhino charge where he just crawls at you, and he does this big flaming horizontal sweep. He wrecks house, and he's got Lucifer's like slashing attacks, but like darkness and fire rises up. He doesn't do the hump. That's good, because that was invincibility bullshit. But he looks like you're gonna need to guard a lot against him. He's healthy, yeah. Yeah. So you're saying that Pierce and Slice work on him? That's pretty cool. That's nice. Good to know. So, do we know, does he have any does he has weapons, right? Like, we're getting red versions of we're getting like red Satan weapons. Like 2.1 billion health? That's not too bad, but it is pretty high. 128 and 133? Really? That's nice, actually. So like, let's say the 128 is like the equivalent of like let's say like a hard gargoyle, the not Novas, but a flame tusk, a flare. And then the 133 is like the Nova, so to speak. So 133s though. Interesting. I thought it was going to be 135s, but they're not ready for that yet. They never even made a 130 weapon yet. That's what confuses me. Like, there's no weapon for every level yet. Like, I don't really care about 122, 123, 124, 125. But there's like no 126 weapon. There's no, you need a cross, by the way? Like a regular cross? Oh, so what you're saying is like you wouldn't take an L weapon because it's already like Lucifer. You would have to take a cross as a catalyst and then use his drops to make it evil. Like it's like this mediating point, right? It wouldn't just be El Sin to that. It would be a cross to that directly. That's cool. Because the elements would be way too different. It's Ignis? Okay. His name is Ignis Satan. I forgot that. Okay. I called him Hellfire because I don't know what his name is. I can't use Infernal. I can't use Purgatory. I can't use anything like that. So I'm like, he's Hellfire. I don't know. But Ignis, I'll probably change that later, and I probably won't, and someone will remind me about it, and I won't do anything. But anyway, I take it to heart. Thank you. Ignis. The Ignis weapons. And I've seen them. They're red versions of the regular Satan weapons. Like, that looks really sweet. That's something to look forward to for me. That's awesome. I really just hope it's not an event only thing. Like, is it I wonder if he's gonna be around 24/7. Like, is he gonna be a new warding that's around like every day for the whole year, or is it like a monthly thing, like you have this amount of time to farm him? Because that would be a bitch. But if it's something you could just do at your leisure every day, that'd be something fun. Because I've always said they got to bring back the Satan days. Now, 50 energy a pop is not really bringing back the Satan days. It cycles between the purgatories. So you're saying it's like 1 month it's a purgatory, 1 month it's Satan, 1 month it's purgatory, 1 month it's Satan. Something like that. So it'd be like Nova, Satan, Rhyme, Satan, Thunder, Satan, something like that. Storm, Satan. It'd be something like that. Interchanging cycles, periods. It's nice, but also annoying. I don't like that. Because then, like, let's say that's the only thing someone needs in the game, right? Like, let's say they don't need nothing else but that thing. Like, they're 135, they're just trying to get that thing, and then a whole month happens, and they already have all the other purgatory weapons, they have nothing to do, so then they just, like, they don't touch the game for a month, and then they have to wait a month. Like, I don't like that. I really don't. I like the idea of limited time things, but not that limited. Not for something as grand as him, not tied to an event, but it is what it is. But yeah, so 150 Lancelot. Let's get back to that. Now, the prospect of Satan weapons, new weapons is awesome. I always love new weapons. Another reason to go to 133, you know, it's adding up. We probably won't see this weapon until 2020, maybe March 2020, something around there, because we still have to get the new Yogg weapons. We got to get the water mags. We got to get Makami Oguchi. We got to get Elios. We don't have Elios yet. Like, we got to get all this stuff before we get him. So this is a heads up. So that's coming. If you never made a cross, maybe go make a cross, you know? I don't know. I don't know the recipe to make it yet, but the minute I know the recipes and I have that information, I will definitely let everybody know if there's anything we need to farm for early, anything you want to get ahead about. As soon as I find out, we'll make a video and we'll share that. But for now, just know that there's something new on the horizon. But going back to Lancelot, I was about to say a minute ago. So with Lancelot, that means it's a new 150 Vanguard. And some viewers may not know what a 150 is. They might not know what that means. What should they do? What should they look forward to? What should they plan ahead for? So a 150 Vanguard, a level 150 Vanguard, you can't use scraps, Articles of Awakening. You can't use any Articles of Awakening to increase their level beyond 100. Because Articles of Awakening only add Awakening level. They do not add... they don't add hard levels to the Vanguard. So let's say you had, for example, a Miyamoto at 140, and then you just got your scraps from the last event, and you made yourself an Articles of Awakening, you wanted to use it to get Miyamoto to 150, it wouldn't work, because chances are your Miyamoto is already Awakening 5, so you can't really awaken her anymore, and it wouldn't add levels, so it doesn't work. So what that means is... basically, you have to get Ignis has 90 of every element. That's really cool. That's super cool. That makes it a universally good weapon. Cool. But do I know his weakness? No, I don't know. I assumed it was water and holy. I don't know. I don't know Satan's weakness at all. But the thing about the 150s, just continue on that point. Basically, the best strategy to approach a 150 Vanguard. Yeah, level 150 Lancelot, Dave, definitely. But it's coming. It's not on PS4 yet, but it's coming with probably 6 months from now. But the approach that I would say for a 150 Vanguard is, since we know that 150 Lancelot is coming, it's best to, not trade in your scrolls for points. Don't do that. But the best approach, like let's say right now, okay? Let's say right now everybody here has a 1 scroll Lancelot. Let's say somebody has a 1 scroll Lancelot. The best approach you can do to get a 150 character, like some people might think, oh, well, if they go to 150, that means it's a 10 scroll Vanguard. That's a misconception. Because it is possible to, let's say you have a 1 scroll Lancelot, you have a Lancelot at 1 scroll, but you, through weapons, you leveled the character to 100. So you have a 1 scroll Lancelot, she's at 100. And then if you got 5 more scrolls of her, you would be able to, when the event drops, that she can go to 150. If you had a Lancelot at level 100, 1 scroll, doesn't matter. And then you put another scroll into her, she goes to 110 at 2 scroll, 120 at 3 scroll, 130 at 4 scroll, 140 at 5 scroll, and 150 at 6 scrolls. So by that logic, if you have a Lancelot and you haven't invested any of your extra scrolls into her yet, maybe you've been sleeping on it, you just don't know what to do with the character, yada yada, we each have our own. If you're in such a scenario, it is possible to have a 150 Lancelot by only needing 6 scrolls. However, if you already have a 5 scroll Lancelot at plus 100, level 100, and there's nothing bad about that, I definitely recommend it. It's a good Vanguard, because we didn't have the forefront to know that the 150 is coming. Lancelot is definitely super, super good. Very top tier Vanguard. Awesome. Kills Eldritch Beach. The Eldritch Beach. Whole bunch of stuff. Apparently the chat is glitching again. Like it's not posting all the comments. Oh, I see. So it's not the Satan weapon that has just a little correction here. But the Satan weapons don't have 90 of every element. It's this Ignis Satan himself who has 90 in each element. So he's not really weak to any element beyond the physical elements. So maybe it's the physicals that hurt him the most. So things like lunge step, piercing wedge, rapid shot. If he is susceptible to rapid shot, that might be the best method to kill him. Because, you know, range, rapid shot does good damage. If just raw pierce element works, and elements are just weaker in general, then perhaps just the raw moves like lunge step, rapid shot. If those work, then by all means, rest in Water Dragon. Trust. We will trust in the Water Dragon for sure, But if that's the case, then if the physical elements are what's gonna work, then maybe Miyamoto, like if you can fill up a Vanguard in there, I'm not sure. Oh, okay, so he's saying he is 90 in everything. So nothing works, nothing. That's kind of cool. Only non-element skills do full damage. By non-element, do you mean like Ho-Oh's seal or Toshi's like non-elemental skill? I think because he's messaging me on PSN because the things aren't showing up in the chat, and I apologize for that. YouTube, as far as I can tell. But I think he means neutral attacks, not non-elemental, just like neutral, like flat damage. If that's the case, then like things like Ho-Oh's piercing seal would do a lot of damage, and whatchamacallit, Toshi's non-elemental attacks. But if that's the case with Satan, and I'm sorry I'm jumping back and forth, talking about Lancelot, talking about Satan, it's just I get a message and then it's new information and I go back and forth. Apologize for that. It has to do with the stream delay, but by all means. If Satan isn't really weak to anything, in particular, he just resists everything to a certain degree, then that just means it's a free-for-all and it's going to be a fun time. Because that means you don't have to go in there with a specific build. Basically, we'll probably be going in with Tempests and maybe a Chiami if he hurts us too much. And you would just, at that point, I guess you would have to use criticals. I don't know if he has multi-hit resistance. I don't know if he has crit force resistance. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. We're going to find something that hurts him a lot and we're going to spam it. It doesn't matter what the stats say. There's always going to be something, and when we find it, we'll abuse it, and that will be the meta, and so on and so forth. We just have to, you know, get them and play around a bit and experiment, and then from that point on, it will become the standard. And I'm pretty sure the JP players already have their methods. They already have their techniques. They know what works. They're beating them. You know, and it's just something that needs to be observed and, you know, recorded and reproduced. And then it'll become the standard, something will work, and it will just be the best. You know? If he moves around too much, maybe the answer is bow. If he doesn't move around, I don't know. Maybe it's multi-hit, maybe it's single hit. Who knows? We'll find out when we get there, but it should be an interesting fight. It should be a fun time. Personally, I wish it wasn't 50 energy, because like I love the Satan days. Like Eva says this all the time. She's like, "Oh, you love the Satan days. You rave about the Satan days. You love the Satan days." Like, because Satan was the best. That's what started Aurogiri, was Satan. So here's the new information. He has no multi-hit resistance or critical cut. So basically, you get to use whatever element you want. A multi-hit is not reduced, and just use what you have. So by that logic, we're looking at ourselves a good old gangbang. Like, this is slapping on the Chiami, this is Water Dragon, this is Tidal Wave Sublime, this is If Rolling Thunder hurts him, I'd be surprised. It hurts pretty much everything, to be honest. He does resist it a bit, but if multi-hit is like that, then it'll be interesting. It'll honestly be super, super nice if everyone can just go in there and just wreck house. You know, maybe Spirit Blast Sublime will just be like, flap, flap. You know, he's a big target. There's going to be lots to do, lots to fun. You know, it's just, I think it's going to be a fun time. Unless he one-shots us like every second, it'll be a fun time. Because we'll find something that works and we'll just go with it and we'll have some fun. Yeah. Water Dragon Sublime then? Well, Water Dragon Sublime is very, very powerful. The boss only takes 10% damage from everything. We'll find out. Whatever does 2 million, we're using it. Whatever does, if he only takes 10% of what you're hitting him with. Oh, I see what you mean, because he has 90 in every element. But 90 is not the cap. Oh, maybe the elemental resistance, maybe. He resisted a bit. Well, I mean, let's say Rolling Thunder does damage cap, and it does. Let's say it does damage cap to him, for some reason. Let's say, I mean, if it did damage cap to him, that'd be great. But if it didn't, and it got reduced. Yeah. So, Rolling Thunder would do, by that logic, if it was just a straight calculation of math, and there was no defense and no attack in the equation, Rolling Thunder would do like 1 million a tick. So like 7 million. Which is not a lot, but that's what it would do. But we'll have to wait and see for sure, for sure. But going back to Lancelot, as fun as it is to theory talk this Satan, and I do enjoy it. Like I mentioned earlier, the best way to get 150 Lancelot is right now, if you don't have all your scrolls and you do want to get 150 Lancelot in the future, I recommend you hold off on even putting all your scrolls into Lancelot unless she's your only Vanguard, you really need her, and you don't want to make this long-term investment. But if you do, this is for those who want to make that long-term investment for Lancelot right now. Let's say you don't have her 5 scroll yet and you get some scrolls for her, save them. Save those scrolls until she gets released. The best thing is level her physically, like manually level her to 100, save your scrolls, and when the day comes, pump those into her. If you're super, super desperate, like if you want an absolute battle plan to Lancelot, you're going to get her, you're going to get at least 1 scroll, you're going to get her to 100 with weapons, and then Lancelot likes swords, so this becomes really easy. I think Lancelot's swords, I'm pretty sure. Then you're going to farm a whole bunch of Oshu dungeons. Maybe level up in there if you're low level-ish, you know, you're under 130. Maybe you want to farm new and just run it for experience. Make sure you pick up all the gold weapons and just identify them and just stack, horde stack 1 billion weapons of like Ichimonji Sarai's, things like that, and just hoard them. Don't even identify them, to be honest. Just stack up these gold weapons in your inventory, unidentified. And when the day comes, you get, like, you can start leveling Lancelot with weapons manually, like I did Miyamoto. This is, like, hardcore, by the way. It's hardcore. You'd be able to get Lancelot to 110. This will cost you about 3 billion Ryu worth of weapons, because that's what it took Miyamoto. You'll get Lancelot to 110 with weapons, and then you throw 4 scrolls into her, and you're done. That would be like the hardcore, balls to the wall, not dropping any more money than you have to kind of situation. Because I'll be honest with you, when I tried to get Miyamoto to 150, my Miyamoto was 5 scroll from the month she came out, and when the 150 came and she was with Azura, the streams are pretty famous on the channel, because I was just getting Azura. It was horrible. I will not lie to you. I dropped a solid grand trying to get 150 Miyamoto, and I could not. I said no more. I'm not putting more than $1,000 in to get 150 Miyamoto. Had my Miyamoto, I had 4 scrolls for her, and I did farm the last 10 levels with weapons alone. I think I was the only person to do it. I didn't know anyone else who ever did up until that point. But it is a doable method, and if you want to make this a reality, it will take a lot of hard work, dedication, Ryu farming, weapon farming, you know it. So that is an option. The other option is just throw money until the game gives you the scrolls. Also, something that didn't exist back then that exists now is Yorozu tickets. I always say that wrong, but Yorozu tickets. So for, I believe, 170 tickets, you can get any Vanguard scroll you want. So if you have 170 Yorozus, you can buy a Lancelot scroll, basically. I wouldn't do it right now. Absolutely not. I would not say go buy one right now. Don't do that. Because we don't know if we're going to get the Yorozu nerf like PC did months ago. On PC and JP, it actually costs way less Yozurus, maybe 30 less than it does us. I think it's like 140 or 120 Yorozus per Vanguard scroll on JP, and PC it's less. Like, it's not the same number as it is for us. A lot of the not articles, but the update notes that I read, it always says 150 Yorozu, 150, 150, and it's always a different number, and they never change it. But if it ever so happens that they do change the game so that Yorozus cost less, it's best to save them until the moment you need them, because there's no reason to spend them before you need them. But it is a very, very useful method. If you want to know the average breakdown of how much real world money worth of rolling in a premium unit it requires in order to generate 170 Yozurus, the answer to that is around $560-ish to get 170 Yorozus. My phone is nearby, but I will double check that. I did that calculation months ago, like years ago, to be honest. But I believe it's around $500. I believe it's around $500 to do that, because every Yozuru, every roll you do gets you one Yozuru ticket. So a 5 roll costs you 160, right? So 160, and that gets you 5. So let's say 5. So we take 170 divided by 5 equals 34. 34 times 160 OC equals 5440. So it would cost about 5,440 OC, which is little less than what I have now in a premium unit, in order to generate enough Yorozus to get a Vanguard. So $540, that's a Vanguard scroll guaranteed. If you ever want to know that calculation, if you want to roll 500 and let's say $50, you will generate enough Yorozus to get a Vanguard. That's the breakdown. So if someone wanted a target number, like let's say, and I'll tell you right now, okay, when Lancelot comes out 150, the moment she comes out 150, she comes out in a trap unit. I'm not talking like that kid there, Amana Jaku. I'm talking like a trap Vanguard unit. Like, this unit has like 5 or 6 Vanguards in it. At least it did on JP. It had Miyamoto, Sasuke, Lancelot, Onokomachi, and like Oda. Maybe not Oda, that'd be too good. It was something else that wasn't good. But there were 5 Vanguards in this lineup. And it's like, oh dear God. Like, it's the same thing with Orihime on PC. She came out with every other Divine Possession. It was a 6 Vanguard unit. And people are trying to get her. I do not think so. But what I'm trying to say is, and I'm sorry if I'm raising my voice a bit. I just noticed I'm talking a little louder than usual. But what I'm trying to say is that with this knowledge of the future, it is a hell of a lot better to roll for Lancelot now. We have a limited Yankoropon, where she has a win rate up, and she's just with Katsui and Gawain, a 3-person Vanguard unit, which is super duper good compared to the alternative. And we never see 1-person or 2-person units anymore, so this is probably the best it's going to be. Not only that, we also have a limited discount Yankoropon, and these ones rolling here still generates a Yorozu ticket. So if you have not yet and you're interested in getting Lancelot 150, I highly recommend at least doing 5 spins in this unit to get a discount on your Rosus as a last resort to get a scroll, and going through this at a discounted price, see if you can get any Lancelots. I might actually go through this unit myself at another time and just definitely take advantage, because I need 2 scrolls myself. And if I so happen to get 2 Lancelots from this, then good, great, fantastic, and I'll be set. Even if I get 1, I can get 1 in Yozuru the second. So I'm in a favorable position myself, but I want to make sure that those who are interested in getting this new 150 Vanguard have every little advantage you guys can take advantage of. Everything you can get, I want to make sure you guys are aware. And then after that, you can still do the limited Neon Coropon if your wallet allows, or if you desire that. You know, for those who don't want to spend money, by all means, that's up to you. I know lots of people who have just gotten random gacha tickets to give them what they need. One guy I know, he got his Miyamoto to 150 without buying a scroll, like without rolling for her specifically, just rolling for other things. The scrolls added up, the scraps added up, etc., etc., and he was able to get that Vanguard, Miyamoto. So here's just like a question that I think where I'm going to get a lot, a frequently asked question is, so should I save scrolls by using a scrap on Lancelot? My answer is no. There's no point. Yeah, like it happens, definitely. But at this point, I said this in other videos, but any Vanguard that has the capacity to go to 150, they're instantly not worth using Articles of Awakening on. It's not worth it, because in the long run, like there are some cases where it's worth it, where that's all you have and you have to do that. You know, it is what it is. Like if that's all you have is Lancelot and you want to get her better, and that's it, that's all you have, there's nothing else, yeah, use it. You know, you got to use what you got to use to get around. You know, you got to do what you got to do. But if you have the foresight for this, to plan to get 150 Lancelot, like Randall's saying now, don't put scrolls in. Don't, like, if 150 is your goal, save your scrolls until that time, and right now just focus on leveling her up. Now this is only if, like, she's not the only Vanguard you have, it's not a last resort, etc., etc. But that being said, yeah, like, Articles of Awakening are not good on Miyamoto, Sasuke, Lancelot, anyone who goes 150. We can't predict it, but in this case we can predict it, so please try and save those Articles of Awakening. Hey Astrif, you've been poking around for 2 months for the Attack Star and Palace of Rain, but nothing comes up. What do I do? For the Attack Star? Attack Star doesn't drop in Palace of Rain. Like the Attack Star fused recipe? Yeah. Okay, well, just quickly, Attack Star fused recipe drops in Dew Creek as a reward. It doesn't drop, but it is rewarded upon the completion of Dew Creek, and the your rank matters. So S rank, double S, it just increases your odds. It is possible to get it on an S rank, it's possible to get it on an A rank, but best odds is double S-ing. So if you're going for it, maybe Soul Leg every now and again, if that's your fancy. But just running it. Just running Dew Creek on hard, hell, whatever you can do the fastest, just keep doing that. And that's how you get the Attack Star fused recipe. Palace only has Spear fused and Wand fused recipe. There's only 2 recipes per area on the moon. So Spear, Wand, and Palace. You know, Sword and Twin in Benkei Factory. Twin and Spear in Lacus. And Odachi and Axe in Kage's home. Holy Dew Creek? I mean, that'd be the easiest boss fight in the world. If it was just a boss, but it's not. Yeah, well, the biggest trick to soloing that is, you know, having 3 105s, having your weapons up to snuff, so at least having your 115s, get some gargoyle lances maybe, restriction. Like, bow has a lot of options to really decimate that. You know, run the skill card dungeon, get the fire bow skill, I can't remember what that's called. That thing really destroys the bosses, destroys all the Nepapus. Generally for Benkei Factory, you're going to want fire, wind for the bosses, and bow doesn't have good lightning, but ice works really good on the Greys, mountain and ice. So Boulder Dash, Icicle Arrow, Glacial Lance, Thunder Lance, those all work really well on the Greys, and then everything else is weak to either fire or wind. I'm not sure, it's Blaze Sanction, I don't know. Bow might not have Blaze Sanction. I know Bow doesn't have Aqua Needle in there. I'm not sure if Blaze Sanction's in there or not, to be honest. I know you can get it from Gawain in her exchange shop in Yakumo, not Yakumo. It's not Kikayahara either. Kumaso Village. In Kumaso Village, if you've started the Lancelot subquest, Gawain does have those skills there. It's Kumaso, yeah. But yeah, the first problem is it's not Palace of Rain. It's definitely not Palace of Rain. It's Dew Creek you gotta farm, my dude. And even if you can't solo it on the highest difficulty, you know, do what you can. Normal, hard, hell. If you can't solo it, try to find some buddies. You know, maybe poke around my Discord, ask if anyone's running that. You know, all that stuff. That's true too if you have Thunder Beast Akane version. Yeah, that's a good fire skill. Yeah, by all means, do what you can, exactly. But thanks for the question, man. I appreciate it, by all means. So, yeah, back to Lancelot real quick. You want my honest opinion? Right now is the best time to get Lancelot for PS4 players. Don't wait until she actually comes out. If you want to invest in her, like if you want to make that investment, now's the time. We have the limited Nyan Koropan, 120 OC to roll instead of 160, so you have a discount for 25 rolls. Increased win rate, they're generally pretty good. And then you have your limited after that. And like I said, if you want to go the Yorozu route, $544, you'll guarantee a scroll. That's not a guarantee, but it's a last resort if you just want to look at it objectively. Like if you want to ask me the question, Oro, how much money do I have to pay to get a Lancelot scroll? I will tell you $544. Like, you know, but that's a last resort situation. And by all means, if you just get all your Halloween tickets, you get premium tickets, you do events, you play everything, you roll every ticket you can, there's always a chance you'll get a Lancelot. However, do not just use your Yorozus for legendary tickets. The chance of you getting a Lancelot is like very small, and you'd be better off just hoarding your Yorozu tickets for a guaranteed one. You know, you don't take the mystery box, you get the boat, as we said in Family Guy. So in my advice, I say right now, like if you want the 150 Lancelot, special discount Nyan Koropan, limited Nyan Koropan, there's only 3 Vanguards in it. By all means, like now's the time. The time is now. Like I said, me personally, I think I'm sitting on 3 extra Lancelots. Well, not extra anymore, but minus 5 scroll, and I have 3. So I need to get 1 more minimum, and then Yorozu. But I'd probably roll the whole limited one anyway, like all of it. But if I get one scroll, I can Yorozu her, and I will be quite content. So I'm in a favorable position myself. Yeah, like it's really hype, really good to look forward to. She's gonna get rank 8 skills. I don't know, like I guess they would just increase the hits because her moves cap a lot anyway. So if her Oogis and her regular skills just start doing like 2 extra hits, that's like 20 mil extra damage. Like I haven't seen her in action, but I'm pretty sure she's OP broke. But if you guys out there are very interested in getting the 150 Lancelot, now is the time. I've said this 8 times in the video, but you know, gotta hammer that in. But if you choose to wait later, good luck. It's a 5-person unit. Has like 15 hits. Nice. That's sick. She'll be slicing and dicing. Definitely the strongest rain Vanguard. Definitely the strongest rain and lightning Vanguard. And I don't know if it'll have any effect on her dark Halloween skills and stuff, but that'll be yet to be seen. And if you play the event right now, you can get the witch outfit, which does give her some extra skills. Yeah, the chat's kind of slow. It is. I don't know what's going on. But this is not the only video I have planned for tonight. I have another video I'm going to do after this. I'm going to drink some water, though. And we're going to be talking about... a couple weeks ago, after I did the stream for this event, I expressed my discontent with Nyankoropan Magatamas. Like, I'm not a fan of them. And later in the comments, someone asked, hey, can you elaborate on that? How come you don't like those? I heard they're OP. Can you express your opinion? And I said, well, instead of just doing it in a comment, I should do a video about it, because I've never actually done a video about my opinion on Nyankoropan Mag and things of that nature. So I figured it's an interesting topic, and, you know, everyone just hears to... If he wants to hear my opinion, then I'll voice it about it. And it's a topic I haven't addressed before, so... I'd be delighted to do that. So that said, really, really awesome stuff to look forward to in the future. Probably 6 months from now, if not more. And by that time, we will most likely have our rain mags, like rain knowledges. So by the time Lancelot comes out, everyone and their mom who plays the event, hi mom, is going to have rain mags. They're going to have rain knowledges, and they're going to be able to use Lancelot in her rain form like nobody's business. You'll be cheesing Eldritch Beast like it was sliced pie, and, you know, cake's better than pie anyway, but sliced cheese, is that what it is? Hot knife through butter, that's what it is. But yeah, like when that happens, like the rain mags will be out, you know, you'll be set. Like a rain Xiaomi rain mags, you'll be cutting everything up. And Lancelot's holy as well, so rain, holy, slice, fantastic. Fantastic Vanguard. I can't wait to get her myself. Can't wait to see what people do with her. And it will surely, like, breathe some more life into the game. Definitely will. If when I get her, I'll use her to go fight the big death scythe in her dungeon. I will go do that fight with Lancelot 150. That's something I'll do. And if my game can stomach it, maybe I'll fight the... If my game will survive, maybe I'll fight the werewolf with her, because those dungeons are totally in her favor, and it would be totally skewed, and but would really make a good video. Hey E, can we drop a scroll? I have 9 out of 10 scroll and don't know how to get the last one. You finished in the end. Oh, right. I haven't seen it happen myself, E, but I believe so. I'd have to ask around, because I haven't got one to drop yet, but I believe Lancelot's scroll can be a reward from any of the 4 dungeons, the Autumn Lancelot. Because if you do the one from the event, you do the Nyankoropan, you'll be left at 9, and you need to get at least 1. I thought it was maybe 1 or 2 scrolls to drop. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty positive you just got to play the event until 1 is rewarded in the rewards. Hey Kevin, you can't progress. I rushed my level. What do I do without starting a new account? So Kevin, what server do you play on? Are you on US PS4 or are you on Xbox? I'm gonna have to open up my the stream on my phone because your comments may not be coming through. So give me a moment to find them. You're on Xbox, okay. So, I think, what level are you at, Kevin? Are you like level, like what level are you at? He might be at Susano. But tell me where you are about in the story, like what level you are, where are you at? Because 105? Okay. What was the last thing you did in the story, my dude? I'm waiting for this comment, but it's not coming. You forgot, but I'm at, if this makes any sense, the third to last portal. So, okay, Kevin, are you playing your game right now? If so, can you open up, like I'm going to do it here, can you open up your story menu and go to your partners? And like Randall's saying, look at Susano for me and tell me what level your Susano is at. Because if your Susano is less than level 15 in the story, you cannot progress beyond a certain point. Why? Because like the story involves you having a deep relationship with Susano, and he'll have this prefix that says like 2-in-1 mind or something like that, and you need to get him to at least level 15 to progress the story. Most people don't notice this, but like Shizuka needs to be at a certain point in the story in order, or a certain level in order to see the door to the Nether. She can't see it unless your bond with her is isn't high enough, but usually most players have done that. It's just two little points they put in the game to make sure that players were like supporting their allies. Just like how if your Yoshitsune is not leveled in Kyoto, then you can't like get the you can't repair Benkei. Like those are the three main plot partner based areas where it makes the game impassable. But the solution is just to farm friendship items and get your partners, namely Susano, to 15. He likes the friendship paperbacks, but if you want, you can just start, like dogpile everything into him. Yeah, but it's actually a thing. Like I used to talk to it and I couldn't. The door wouldn't open. I'm like, oh, I gotta level her. You don't think it's that? You just can't pass a dungeon. What dungeon is it? You can't pass a dungeon. Oh, you're only logging in now. Alrighty. Cool. That's fine. I mean, you're on your computer before, or your phone, or whatever. But sure, I'll stay on the line. I'll help you out, man. I'm just gonna check my euros to see if I have any. Or how many I have. Because I thought I had 170, I'm not sure. I have 20 scraps? What the hell? 233, okay. Sounded sarcastic? Maybe. Maybe just a little bit. Well, it's because I'm like, I thought he was on. Because like when I play Onigiri, I have like my computer playing a video all the time. So for me, I just assume that when people are watching me, they're playing at the same time. But, you know, it's not always the case. People can't play them when I stream. Not even I can do that. But he's logging on. You're also reaching a power cap. Like, I'm struggling getting my fused recipe because I can't get an S rank in Palace of Rain. Are the Lancelot weapons still worth the craft? Yes, absolutely. Your Lancelot weapons are super good. The only thing is you would need a Lunar Spirit Seal to craft the 125 versions. But even the 120 versions, if you're not there yet, are definitely they're worth it. Yeah. Yeah. They are definitely worth doing Lancelot's quest for. Like, they're literally a power creep weapon. Like, they just showed up, they joined the natural order, they messed everything up, and they like devalued like all the Mephistopheles weapons. Like, they're way better than that. So now we're just waiting on some more information from Kavan. See if we can get down to the bottom of this. But in the meantime, 14 of you guys here. How you guys doing? How you guys liking the event? How is October? Anything spooky happening yet? Any trick-or-treat? I mean, there's no trick-or-treat. I mean, if there's a trick-or-treater already, I don't know what's going on. But that man is probably not friendly. No problem, E. You know, by all means. If you ever have a question, just like leave a comment in one of my videos, and hopefully I'll see it. I tend to see emails for comments, but sometimes YouTube won't give them and I'll miss some. But for the most part, I can be helpful in that regard. And I do have a Discord, and you can try to ask the people in the Discord for questions, and if you don't get the answer there, you can always like direct message me on Discord for questions. So you're at the Oshu Highway quest where you have to search for the fragments. Okay, so you're past Echigo, so it's a completely different point. Alright, good. I'm glad we didn't assume that. So you're at Oshu Highway where you have to search for the fragments. And you said you can't get by a dungeon. Yeah, like you have to go to the Oshu Highlands, and you have to complete the 4 dungeons. So like the forest on the far right, the Mine of Delusions in the middle, the cave with the paintbrush wolf on the left, and then the Oboro Gumo, something like that. The chariot boss on the far left. Yeah. And if any of them prove difficult, you can run them on normal. You don't have to run them on hell or hard or anything like that. You can just do them on normal. Nothing says you have to try hard. What is up, Siskath and Despair? What's up? And it might be that, oh, So that's what it is, Kevin. So you may have to go and farm some Magatamas. I'll get to your question in a second, Sakath. One sec. But you might have to power yourself up. Well, obviously. Like, it's not a might, it's you have to. I remember at that point in the story, I was doing it with some friends, but I had just mags from, like, I had dual mags. Like, I was wearing 3 hunters and I had Satan weapons. But you'll have to, like, if you can go make a 105, but you don't have your recipe. But you just gotta power yourself up. You might have to smelt your weapons higher. Maybe get a, you can't have a gargoyle weapon yet. But if you got yourself to 110, maybe farm Satan, perhaps get a Satan cross weapon. But you definitely just, you've hit a power wall. That's all it is. You've hit a wall of, you need to go back, you need to farm. You need to get better skill force Magatamas, better weapons. You know, Satan weapons decent. I'm not really sure what else is good to default to at that level. But you probably have to level up a bit, get to maybe at least 108 for Satan. Originally the level cap in that area was 115, so you'll have to try something else. Yeah, the wheel sucks. Yeah, Oshu is definitely a wall for sure. So it's not a plot-based contingency, it's just you gotta farm up some stuff. I do have other videos that do go into you know, general build guides, like what to do, where to get this thing, where to get that, you know, all that kind of stuff. But it seems that you're just at an impasse that you need to improve yourself. You need to, for one, hopefully you've decided on what weapon you want to main. Whether it's, you know, sword, spear, axe, odachi, not just a whole smorgasbord of things, so you can focus on one skill force, be the strongest you can be, use your favorite weapon by all means, and go from there. Farm the mags you gotta do, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm trying to think here. At that point in the game, you could get, like, let's say you're there. At that point in the game, you would have access to some 105 mags. You can get the spears recipe in Cave of Bokyaku in Oshu Highway, and in Suyu Forest you can get the Thunderquake recipe for spear, and in some of the dungeons in the Highlands, just from the mobs, you can get the Attack Star recipe, Talon Breaker recipe. I think that's about it, but you can get those. Spear, bow, wand, staff? Crucifix is there? I don't even know where you get the crucifix recipe anymore. But yeah, E, no problem, man. Have a good sleep, and for sure, no problem. But going back to Sakat's question, so you asked me, do I honestly enjoy Oni anymore? So imagine just saying I just pull my mic, shut it off. In an honest answer, I do enjoy Oni, but I'm mostly on, like, I am tiring a little bit of the samey events every now and again. Like, everything we've been given has been side dishes. Like, we're not just going to the next main course, so to speak. Like, yes, I'm glad we get our Halloween event, and lately the events have been stuff that we've been wanting. Kind of beating around the bush here. Do I enjoy the game? Yes, I enjoy the game, but I would enjoy it a lot more if I actively had something to farm that was not just a handout of things for me to get. Like, yes, I do enjoy the Nyankoropan stuff. Yes, I do enjoy, like, the Nyankoropan, Lancelot Nyankoropan. in the exchange shops and all that stuff. But most days I just grab my login, go in, go out, and I play other games, to be honest. Just because I work a lot, and a lot of other games just came out. Like, I love Borderlands. Borderlands 3 came out early September, and I am loving that. I think I uploaded a clip of it the other day of me, like, melting a boss. I was really proud of that. They actually nerfed what I did. Pissed me off. I can't do that anymore. But I love that game to death. I love Borderlands a lot. Like, it was a big game I played before Onigiri, Borderlands 2. But I really do like Borderlands 3. I got that. I got Code Vein. I got a whole bunch of games recently that I've just been playing. Because for the duration of when Onigiri was like super at its prime, it was just Onigiri for me, like, every day. And then now that I'm working all the time and I can't just sink in hours to farm all the time, I just play other games that are less time consuming and just things I wanted to do. But whether I do enjoy the game, I do. But I'm really just waiting on the next thing that I get to go fight. Like, I'm waiting on the next Satan. Like, when I was talking about Satan earlier, I really enjoy, like, the Satan aspect. The aspect of you and the boys get on and we get to go farm it. Now, yes, we do have Oni Blitz, and I haven't got my raid weapon. I don't know if that's a concern to anyone, but I haven't got my raid weapon. But yes, Karma 150 Lancelot is released on JP. She'll be coming in the next 6 months, let's say. But the thing about Blitz Tiamat is it's just all RNG. Like, it's just something you run every single day. It takes about an hour every time, 5 runs, again. I'm forgetting about Mephi? What's wrong with Mephi? Mephi was the next Satan, yep. Well, I mean, I say the next Satan, like, iconically. Like, Satan was the first, like, raid boss kind of thing we had. Like, oh my god, we gotta farm this guy. Like, I really loved the giant bosses in the Valentine's event. I loved that. I was sick as a dog when they came. One day, me and Eva were in a party chat, and I was so sick that I slept between spawns of Odin. And she would wake me up. She would call me to wake me up so I could fight a thing. I was so sick, but I would sleep on this couch. I slept like the couch pulled out there. I was on a recliner. I would sleep, and then when the Odin came out, or he was half dead or whatever, she'd wake me up, and I'd go rolling thunder him for like 10 minutes, kill him, get the drops, go back to sleep. Like, I was so sick, but we kept doing that. It was actually really awesome, really iconic, really. But for me, like, they keep holding out on Elios, like, we should have had Elios long ago. Like, I want Elios to go fight him. He's a guy weak to lightning and rain. I want to rip his head off. I want to go damage him. I want to go fight him. Like, I want that. So for me, like, I do enjoy Onigiri. I do. I love it. I can't say I don't love it. I can't say that I hate I don't hate it. It's not a game where it's like, oh fuck, I gotta go play this stupid game again. Like, it's not, I'm not in that kind of situation. It's one of those, like, some days it's just grabbing my login. Like, that's the thing to do. Like, that's the thing I have to do before I go to work. Because my work is an on-call job. It's not something scheduled. It's not something I can plan around. Some days I work at 4, some days I work at 2, some days I work at 5, and then I'm gone for the rest of the night, and then I come home and I just want to relax and I don't want to do anything over strenuous. So, and that's just some days. But because of my work situation where I'm not off every day anymore, there's not that, I don't put that much Onigiri content out, and I should put more for sure, but, or at least some. Can't really put more if I have less time. But it's just things take their toll. I do enjoy the game, I really do. Like, this event, like, when we fought Katsui, I had so much fun. Like, when Katsui first came out, I was like, oh my god, this is scary. Oh my god, how am I going to do this? I was getting my ass beat. And then, like, the next stream, I did a stream where I was going to fight her, and I made a big deal of it. But I literally ornamented 3 wind knowledges, put on a Chiami, and now I'm just whirlwind thrusting her. Like, I figured it out. I beat the boss, and it's just a 2-minute farm. Like, me and Lyra were streaming back and back. like back to back, and we were just both fighting Katsui, and we're like, I'm doing like 2:30, he's doing 3 minutes. Like, we got it down pat. Like, I enjoyed that. It's just we solved the riddle too quick. So you got some comments here. They're not showing up on my stream, but they're on my phone. But honestly, you're stuck at a point where I'm trash, but I love the game. But since I suck, it's mostly, well, I can do this, but you can't do this. That's all right, Benny. You know, if Destiny 2 is a good game, or so I hear. If it's good to you, like, if it's what you want to play, go play it, man. You just had a big update at the start of October. I heard about that. And it went free to play. But I know what you mean. You're at the point where, yeah, you know, sometimes we hit those walls, and if you're at a point where, like, you hit a wall, you got to overcome it. If you're too weak, you got to go back. And there's some situations, I fully understand, where there are some situations where you can't go back and get a certain thing, because sometimes you need a team, you know? Like, I don't expect anyone to solo blitz Tiamat every single day. Like, that's a big commitment. That's a lot of durability. That's a lot of planning. That's a lot of stress. You get run over by 2 Tiamats, you're swearing, you get paralyzed, you get frozen, you get hit by a laser that you couldn't see, you know. But there are people that solo Tiamat, absolutely. I don't want to be one of them, you know. But it's good to have a running mate, some friends to do those things. So maybe the Tiamat weapons aren't the answer for some people, but in other places it's, you know, get the 125 Lancelot weapon, get a Lunar Spirit Seal from Kaguya. Like, there's only so much you can really, like staircase evolution over. Like, there's only so much you can just skip to get to the next thing. Like, can you skip gargoyle weapons? Debatably. Can you pay $10.30 for someone to give you a Glaciers weapon? Absolutely. Glaciers weapons are like 103, they're 116 weapons, it's an ice and wind weapon. You can use that. You can, like, cheat. It's not really a cheat, but you can just bypass things. Get one of those weapons. Like, you can buy a veteran weapon for, like, min. Like, what is that, 99 OC? Get a veteran weapon, get a Odin or get a Glaciers weapon, a veteran weapon, a 116 experience dungeon up to 116. And you can just go beat the Gargs, get the Gargs, and then use the Gargs to beat the moon. And then get the moon to get your fuse, get your 105s, go beat Lucifer. Farm Lucifer if you want, but at that point just go straight to Lancelot, get the Lancelot gear, level up to 125, the world's your oyster, go get your fuse, go get your stuff, you're good to go. You know, the only thing about Lancelot weapons is that you do need seals to make them. But that's just an example of, you know, some steps that could be taken to get what you need to do. Odin weapons are okay. It's just, like, the base form's alright. They're like 116, 119, I think. And then the Earth version is a bit more. I don't remember what they take frozen hellhorns. They're a bit of a bother. So tell you this. You made your sword Supreme, Thunderclap, and Rev 3, but I'm thinking about switching to Twin Swords because of the better elements, Rain, and I already got 3 fuse for Twin Swords, which I don't on Sword. Why do you have 3 Twin Swords? Is it because you couldn't get your recipe? So you play Sword, but you couldn't. I'm assuming you couldn't get your recipe, but you got the twin recipe instead, and you were able to make fuse for that. So it's, yeah, yes. Do what you have to do what you want to do. Make some Twin Swords. Use the power you already have to gain more power. So if you can have 3 Twin Sword fuse for Rain and Ice. Like, nothing in this game says you have to stick to one thing. Like, if I've held every single Tempest at some point. Like, not every single one, but I've held every single fuse. I've held, like, for every different class. Like, if I wanted to, I could, you know, go play Twin, go play Bow, go play this, go play that. But with Sword stat line, where you have 100 power, 100 dex, a bit of, like, 75 mind, and a bit of wisdom, you can literally play everything but wand, staff, and spear at that point. So there's nothing saying you can't play Twin Sword and Sword. Nothing wrong with that at all. Because they complement each other. Whereas sword does not have access to rain or ice that's good, or that is that good. Now, albeit waterbound blade is super strong. Sword has access to fire and lightning based on its fuse. Like, it has a greater access to those skills, whereas twin is very poor at fire and lightning. So if you need fire and lightning, use your sword. If you need water and rain, use your twins, or whatever else may be at your disposal. Yeah, you can use a bow too. Bow is a bit harder to farm than twin though, because you need watermelons, you need... it's a bit harder to get the attack star mags, let alone their fused counterparts. But with the sword stat line, you can play sword, you can play Odachi, you can play axe, bow, twin. You get to play 5 of the 8 classes. You can do what you gotta do. So, in that situation, yes, build up some twins. If you gotta start at farming Lancelot to get some legit get some Lancelot twins. Like, if you can get some revenants, are they called revenants? It's not a revenant, it's a rev. It is a rev. What is it? It's a reverence. If you can get your reverence 3 on a twin, that's Misty Massacre, that's Sunlight Strike, that's whatever you want it to be, and that's really good. And if you can get a Supreme, well, that's Collapsing Blade, that's Flame Lance, that's whatever you really want it to be at that point. You could put Whirlwind Thrust, or not Whirlwind Thrust, but what's that called? Fujin Circle Dance Sublime, if you had it. You could do anything on a Supreme so long as it's not negative, to be honest, because you have that multiplier for damage. But yeah, if that's the situation you're in, use your fuse, get some twinnies, and go to town. And use those to do what you gotta do. Keep your eyes on the bazaar, always search for people that sword fuse recipes, That might be the next, if you needed the motivation, by all means, man, by all means. Thinking about it, that might be the next thing we do. If we have another, like, Christmas party kind of thing, but I work so much. Like, some day off that I have in December, we might have ourselves a Christmas party, and instead of farming 105s, we might just do Benkei Factory. And we're gonna have whatever team gets the most fused recipes wins. And hopefully we'll generate some and be able to trade them to people who need them. It might be a good idea. Maybe. Maybe. It could be something we do. Because I can't say, oh, well, who can get the most fused recipes in an hour? And then someone just pals 3 Odie. It's like, I got 3. Like, that'd be broken. But maybe that'll be fun. For sure. But anyway, thanks for the questions, guys. I appreciated that. By all means, Lancelot, awesome. Keep that, take what I said to heart earlier in the video. If you want to know more about 150 Lancelot, what you got to do. Like I said, now is the prime real estate to roll for her. There is a discount on Coropon. Expect me to roll at least the 5 rolls for that in the next week or so. I'll do a video of that, see if I get the Lancelot I need or not. But for sure, I want to try and get at least 1 more Lancelot scroll, and then I'll be satisfied. But that said, guys, I do have plans for another video. I mentioned this earlier before we got some questions, and that's fine. And it's going to be addressing the, let's call them pay-to-win Magatamas, my opinion on those kind of mags. And I'm going to do that in a little bit. So the stream's going to be ending. I'm going to have myself some water, and we're going to set ourselves up to just give my opinion on that. And don't expect it to be a super long stream. But we'll get that point across, and I'll definitely love to hear from you guys in the chat, hearing your opinions on the topic as well as my own. So that said, thanks guys for watching the stream. Thanks for the comments. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having fun in the event. I wish you luck in getting your Lancelot scrolls. And if anyone who's watched this stream made it to the end, if anyone has gotten a Lancelot Autumn scroll to be rewarded from the dungeon, please let me know if it's possible or not. I would love to have that concrete evidence. And that said, I'll see you guys soon. Can't wait for the next video.